Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. Today we are in Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, and this video's purpose is to answer the simple question of, are tournaments worthwhile? Now, tournaments can be a little bit tricky, especially when you're starting out the game. However, I've done pretty much nothing but tournaments since starting this playthrough, and I've been having a lot of fun. I actually found the combat on the console so much bloody easier than the combat on the PC, just because I'm more used to controllers. Now, when it comes to actually, being involved in the tournaments, of course, you can bet on yourself, and betting on yourself is a good way to earn a little bit of money. You can do those bets every single round, and so typically, I try and do that. I try and place those bets every single round that I can. Now, as you saw a few moments ago, it does take a little bit of a minute to kind of, actually earn money because, unfortunately, Tower Worlds, they kind of nerfed the betting inside Bannerlords, and so the more you bet on yourself, gradually the less you actually make. So I'm 31 tournaments in, I believe, maybe a couple more than that, and so, when it comes to betting, I don't earn that much money, unfortunately. So we are in this tournament. We've been doing pretty well, to be fair. Horseback tournaments are a little bit tricky, and of course, one of the things that I noticed and actually love about this game is you can choose the kind of tournaments that you like. For instance, every nation, every emperor has its own unique type of tournament, based on its race and what they kind of preference. For instance, if you go up to Sturgia, a lot of it is two-handed combat. So if you want to spec in two-handed combat, that's the place to do those tournaments. Although tournaments without shield can be bloody tricky. But as you can see, we're going to pop on this bet right now, and we don't make a terrible amount from it. But, making sure that you do put on those bets every single round are your best way of ensuring to get the maximum amount of money for yourself. Oh, here's a cheeky one. Bit of double team, and hey presto, one-on-one. Shield bash for the win. That guy didn't stand a chance. I love shield bash. It seriously helped me out so much. For anyone that hasn't seen my tips video, I do highly suggest you watch that if you are a new player. To shield bash, I simply use the left trigger and X, and then that means I can shield bash. Same way as the way you would kick. But shield bash is great. You can actually get a perk to level that up, which means it doubles the length of stun that the AI become. I don't think I could actually win this game without shield bash, because you have to time your shots so well otherwise. There we go, and hey presto, that is us done. We have one more round, and then we have won our first tournament. Well, it's not my first tournament, but it's first tournament in this video. We're actually going to do 2 of them, and we're going to go over all the different things that you can actually win inside a tournament as well. I'm going to show you all my goodies, and you can tell me at the end of it whether you think the tournaments are worth your time. Personally, I do think tournaments are worth the time. I think that you can get some bloody good gear from the tournaments. As you can see, I have just won. I did bet on myself. I earned a little bit of money, and I also won a weapon. And you can win so much in this game, from weapons to armor to banners even. All of them, saving you a ton of money, especially at the start of the game. Now, something I should probably show you is the leaders board, and I have got 31 victories, meaning I am the continent champion. And because I'm the continent champion, because I am the tournament champion, I actually earn myself 1 renown per day, every single day that I am in the lead. Now, that is massive. Finding extra ways to earn renown to rank up your clan quicker in this game is really handy. Once you get a decent margin ahead, keeping that, you know, 1 renown per day isn't so hard, and it just is an extra way to boost up your renown. I quite like it. It's a great little prize, and it's not one that I ever noticed on PC because, well, quite frankly, I sucked. Anyway, tournament prizes. This is the scalpel that I just won. It is a one-handed sword. And you know what? It's not bad. It's as good as the Ambassador. And the Ambassador is another sword that I won from a tournament as well. If I sell those items, I'd get, what, a grand, 1,000 dinars each for them from any given shop, which really isn't too bad. But every single piece of armor and clothing that I am wearing, I actually got from the tournaments. As you can see, it ranges from tier 3 all the way up to tier 6 armor. Now, this helmet, for instance, if I was going to sell it, would get me around 22,000 dinars, which is absolutely massive. But to top them off, I've also got these horses as well. And the horses really aren't as uncommon as I expected them to be. Some of these horses can be sold for a ton of money. In fact, I believe every single horse I've ever won in a tournament has fetched over 10,000 dinars. That is a massive sum. Basically, you can go into a tournament, win a horse, sell it, and buy yourself a caravan. How cool is that? Caravans are a great way to earn money as well. So the tournaments are just, you know, another way to earn fabulous money. I'll repeat again, every single piece of armor and weapon that I am holding currently, including the banner and the horse, well, not this horse, my riding skill isn't so good, but I won them all from tournaments and competing in tournaments. So I'd absolutely recommend jumping in, joining the tournaments, learning how to do the combat, because once you actually figure out how to do that one-on-one combat, that one-on-two combat even, then it becomes a lot easier out on the field as well when you're sieging castles or when you're taking, you know, hunting down those looters. I have seen a couple of people comment saying that the one-on-one in a tournament is just impossible to win, and I absolutely understand that this game has a huge learning curve and it does take time. Now remember, I'm 31 tournaments in now. That's a lot of tournaments, and my character's had a lot of practice. You know, I've earned some proficiencies and a couple of perks in one-handed weapons, in two-handed weapons, and in pole arms from this. I've also got a fairly decent stats within my horse now. It's not great by any means, but it is getting there, which is really the point. It takes time. When you very first start this game, you've got no proficiencies in any weapons whatsoever, and so to get those proficiencies, it does take time. So when you're very first starting out, your character is naturally extremely clunky. If you don't know how to, you know, block with the shield or to do the shield bash, then again, it's going to be more difficult for you. A little tip when it comes to one-on-ones though is you actually get a little bit more of a stun effect if you time your blocks rather than just hold block with your shield. That's something that I didn't know up until recently, but because I've been doing so much training when it comes to the combat, it's just another thing that I managed to pick up and learn. Like I said, on PC I absolutely sucked at combat, hated it, couldn't do it whatsoever, but on console I do find that it's a little bit easier and a little bit more manageable, but that's simply because I'm more used to the controls. So I'm going to show you one more tournament, show you my gameplay and see what I win. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something, and hopefully this video has kind of shed some light on the simple question, are tournaments worth your time? Ultimately, if you become tournament champion, if you become the continent's champion, I absolutely believe so. I think the 1 renown per day for, you know, you just playing in these tournaments and getting all those prizes, don't forget those horses are insane prizes, then it's absolutely worth your time and effort. Are there easier ways to make money? Are there easier ways to level up your weapons? Most probably, absolutely. I believe there are, but tournaments are definitely worth your time and money. I want to pay a bit of attention to this scene right now. Going up against two characters in, you know, this tournament one-on-one, that is bloody tricky. So if anyone can do that, a big well done to you, because it ain't easy. But if you have enjoyed this video, if you have had fun watching it or found it entertaining or even learned something, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow so much. Every interaction with the videos helps them reach a bigger audience. Don't forget to comment your thoughts down below as well. We also have that active Discord in the link in the description. Feel free to join, come and say hi. But I've been a monk, we've been Critically Clueless, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.